Well, as South Africa's 2025 tax season kicks off, SARS warns taxpayers about a rise in phishing scams impersonating SARS officials via SMS and email. And fraudsters are alleged to be sending fake audit notices and requesting personal as well as banking details in order to steal refunds. And SARS has emphasized it never sends links or asks for sensitive info digitally. And with tax filings starting very soon, this alert is very crucial to protect millions from fraud. Molefe, cybersecurity expert at ESET, is with us now for more clarity on how we can be extra vigilant on cybersecurity-related scams. So, Lucas, it's great to have you on the show, so welcome. So, briefly talk us through some of the different modus operandi that is used by cyber criminals in targeting taxpayers, specifically during the upcoming 2025 SARS tax filing season.
So, Alicia, thank you so much for having us here right now. But we need to understand that what they're looking for, knowing how much is happening or how the hype is right now for the tax season. Everyone knows that I'm expecting information from SARS. I'm expecting an email from SARS one or the other way concerning my returns. But the biggest thing is that what they look for is the information. Once they have the information of the taxpayer or even get to their bank details, that's the motive out of this all. Yeah.
Now, please share with us, Lucas, some simple cybersecurity tips that can actually assist some people to avoid these tax-related scams, especially those who are not necessarily tech-savvy, because I suppose this is also a starting point, as you've just alluded to, for criminals when they actually spot that low security or alertness among, of course, consumers.
Yeah, first of all, like you mentioned when you started, you said they send SMSs and then they send emails. Now, when it comes to SMSs, you know for a fact, as SARS has already let us know, that they do not send SMSs to notify you of your taxes and everything. That's a first red card, saying that this is a red flag. Make sure you don't even click on that, just delete that, ignore it. Now, on emails, it becomes a bit different because they can actually send you you think it's a legitimate email, but it's not. Now, there are things that you can do to notice that and look at it. First of all, you will notice, very important, a sense of emergency, that you need to click on this link as soon as possible, or you will lose your refund, or you lose your audit, whatever the case may be. And secondly, you'll have what you call spelling errors or mistakes that actually they have done. Right? And you must understand, like you may, on this, everything that they're doing, they're using AI at the end of the day. And AI is not 100% correct. And that is why a human factor, you will need to actually have a look, is this really from SARS or not? And another opportunity that, or a thing that you can check, is that when they show you a link, if you hover over the link, right, it will actually tell you where the link is going. Absolutely. So instead of saying, for example, SARS at .gov.za or the ZA, it will actually give you something different. Then you know this is actually a phishing attempt for me to click and they get my information. Very important, if you know that you want to log into SARS or everything, rather go directly to their website, right, which will better make sure that you are safe and you don't have to click on any links via email.
I mean, just on AI, Lucas, I mean, with the evolution of technology also comes additional cyber concerns as well, meaning companies also need to also beef up their cybersecurity. But reality is that crime syndicates are very smart. Often it's always the authorities that are actually trying to keep up to their criminality. So they always find some sort of a loophole in the system. So lately, AI and deepfakes, as you've just alluded to, are their tool of preference for cyber activity in luring those unsuspecting, of course, beneficiaries. But maybe let's talk about this in relation also to the fact that there's also a rise in app-related fraud and mobile thefts. How can then SARS or even consumers then work collaboratively to reduce these risks? And what other trends then should other businesses, specifically those that communicate via email, that have, of course, access to social media, what should those businesses be prepared for, particularly in the year 2025 when it comes to cybersecurity?
Now, Alicia, very important is that we need to understand that any company is a target here, not necessarily a company with a financial or any company can actually get phishing attempts. And very important, we have what we call protection for that. Once a person has protection, you can have the sophisticated protection in the world. But mainly what they look at is the human factor. So as much as we'll have spam protection, protecting you from spams, emails protection and so forth, which is very important, but very important, cybersecurity awareness training is one of the things that companies need to invest in. Now, for example, you have free cybersecurity trainings that a person can do. This makes an individual aware in whatever they do, because maybe a company cannot afford to have the sophisticated email protection. But for the fact that the individual is tech savvy or understands what criminals actually do, that's one of the reasons. What you mentioned, Alicia, is that most of the time is that you find that it is institutions running after or trying to keep up with criminals. The purpose for that, or the gap there, tells you that there's not enough information that we have in order to keep up. As much as AI is given to us, it is also a tool that we can use ourselves to gain more knowledge and understand what are the threats. What are the threats that I should, as a financial institution or as just a business on its own, look at? And one of them, of course, is phishing, of which is that what we're talking about. But very important, cybersecurity awareness is one of the best things that a person needs to look at. As much as you may have your endpoint protection, which is very important, you might have your email protection, which is also important, because one or the other way, some emails can get through. I'm sending an email to Alicia. Alicia clicks on the email, and there I have access to the company or the whole network. So those are the other things we need to look at as well on that same point.
Absolutely. I mean, Lucas, we are out of time. I'm going to leave it there because there's also concerns, I suppose, if we look at the fact that even our policing authorities don't have the necessary resources to deal with cyber-related crime. Somebody actually made the statement that you basically just going to the police station for a case number to go and claim against insurance. So we can't really go forward and fight in this war. We need those extra collaborative efforts in this fight. Lucas, thank you so much. It's been a great conversation. That is Mr. Lucas Molefe, the cybersecurity expert at ESET, unpacking the cybersecurity concerns ahead of tax season in South Africa.